everyone. My name is Cassandra Chen, and I'm talking to Maurice today.
Hi.
We're at JCrete today. It's a wonderful unconference. Can you introduce yourself?
I'm Maurice Naftalin. So I've been working in Java for quite a long time now. I'm a Java champion, and that's it, I think.
Can you tell me about your most recent project?
Well, I've just recently published a new edition of a book that I wrote with a friend a long time ago. The book is about generics in Java and collections in Java, and it just needed some updates from
Why should someone care about generics and collections?
Why should someone care about generics? Well, you'd like to care about generics because what you want to do is you want to write code that will work on a variety of different types. So, I mean, a common example of this, and it actually uses collections. The most common use case for generics actually uses collections. If you have a list of things, you'd like to be able to specify what it's a list of. So in the old days, before generics, in Java, all you could say was, well, I've got this list of objects. And then somebody could put strings into the list, they could put integers into the list, they could put anything into the list. And that meant that when they came to take things out of the list, you couldn't reliably know what kind of object you were going to get out. And that made code quite difficult. There were some problems because of errors in programs where you would try and take something out that was the wrong kind of thing. But more importantly, it meant you couldn't look at a list and know what kind of things it contained. And that means that code, that non-generic code like that is much harder to read and to understand. And you're liable to make mistakes when you're maintaining it. So generics was a big advance on that. Now a list always has to be a list of some particular type. It's a list of string, and then that tells the someone reading the code much more about it than if it was just a list. And when they put something into it, the compiler will check that they're really putting a string in and not an integer. And when you take something out, you don't need to cast it into being the right kind of object. You know when you take it out that it's definitely going to be a string. So the code is simpler and looks better as well.
And how is this different in Java and different languages?
Well, we have generics in other languages. An example of a language that has generics is C++. It also has generics, but the way that it implements it is rather different. So in C++, you have different code is generated for the list of string from the list of integer. And so because you can have many different types, many different generic types, you'll have very many different classes generated. So there's a different class for list of string, a different class for list of integer, different class for every list of every user type. And so there are some advantages to that way of doing things, but it results in code bloat. The generated code is very, very much larger, so there are disadvantages as well. The way that Java did it was a result of the history because generified code had to be compatible with pre-generic code, and that imposed some restrictions on how it could be done. And the way that C++ did it wasn't either possible or desirable for Java.
I think it's amazing that you were able to write a full book on this. How long did it take you?
A long time. I'm a very, very slow writer. I didn't write the whole book. The first edition was written I collaborated with Phil Wadler, who was one of the originators of the scheme that brought generics into Java. So he's a computer scientist, an academic computer scientist, and the original scheme that lay behind the introduction of generics into Java, which was thought to be quite a difficult problem, that original scheme was actually authored by 4 academics in an academic paper. And so when it came to time when finally, after a very long period of evolution, when generics finally made it from this academic start into the JDK, then I felt, well, somebody should write a book, and I was friendly with Phil, so I said, why don't we write a book together? He wrote the generics part, and I wrote the collections part of the book.
Yeah, that's good. What's the book title again?
Java Generics and Collections.
Okay, you can find that on Amazon.
You can do. Yes, indeed.
And is this like related to like some of your academic career before?
A little bit, but not very much. I mean, I did some. So Phil is his academic background is as a functional programmer. He's very well known in the functional programming world. He's one of the designers of Haskell, which is like a model of how functional languages should be written. I did some work in functional programming when I was when I was in academic life, but so it provided me with some kind of background for the generics part of the book. But mostly, I would say no. That's a kind of connection.
Okay.
Right. So what I do now, what I do, one of the things that I do now is I organise an unconference, which is like that's one of my current activities as well, which I forgot to mention earlier, which is sort of like JCrete, only different because unconferences are all different. They depend on the place where they happen and on the personality and preference of the people disorganising them. So J Alba is the unconference that I run in Edinburgh. So the weather isn't quite as favourable as in Crete if you like hot weather. But
where is Edinburgh?
Where is Edinburgh? Edinburgh is in Scotland. Edinburgh is the capital of Scotland, and it's a place that people come to in very large numbers as tourists. It's the second most popular tourist attraction in Britain outside London. It's a very dramatic place, very picturesque. There is a huge historical interest there. But the unconference that we organise, that we have there, is much more intimate, smaller and much more intimate than JCrete. But people enjoy it very much, and we have outings in the area of Edinburgh. It's not beaches and sun, but there's lots of historical interest, and also kind of we have an outing on the river, and we visit a historic monastery on an island in the River Forth, and people enjoy it.
Yeah, that's really cool. Wasn't even aware that you were organizing an unconference.
I'm not very good on social media, so I really, I'm not entirely surprised that you didn't know about it. I seem to have a lot of difficulty making it known. People who are interested in unconferences do know about it sometimes, but it's a problem. I really regret that Twitter is not really very functional any longer for communicating with people, because that used to be a really good way I had a community of people on Twitter but that's kind of gone now, and we have to rebuild other kinds of social media.
Yeah.
Which I'm not very good at that.
I like to mostly move towards like LinkedIn and maybe Mastodon, Blue Sky.
A bit on Blue Sky, but I'm still reconstructing it. It was a real blow to me that Twitter became for us non-functional, and the community. I mean, it's still there, but as a place for the community to meet, it doesn't happen anymore. I think LinkedIn seems to be where it is.
What conference topics are you going to attend today?
Well, I don't know, because I didn't really take a good look before I came in. But the first one is about the Java onramp. I'm quite interested in that, because I did used to teach introductory courses, and certainly I did find that public static void main was this incantation you have to recite when you're first learning Java is off-putting to students. I don't know that it's as bad as all that, because you can just say to people, well, just ignore this for the moment. But it's not a very satisfactory start when on the first day you have to say, well, there's all this stuff you just have to do, but I'm going to tell you to ignore it. So I think the Java on-ramp is a good topic. And then I guess I'll probably make a choice out of one of the 10 sessions, out of 12 sessions today, 10 of them or something are pitched on AI and various aspects of AI. So I'll be interested to hear what's going on there. I've not really. I mean, I use large language models in the same primitive way as other people do. I generate code with them, and I ask them questions about how to run my life. but I haven't really got serious about using them for serious development. I'd be interested to hear what people's experience is.
Yeah, I think you can gain a lot of perspectives on what people are actually doing.
This is a really big advantage of coming to an unconference, is you get very... I can't understand actually why they're not more popular. Like, for example, J Alba. If you come to J Alba, you'll have time to talk face to face with world experts. I don't mean me, but even though it's quite small, the people who come are Java champions. They're authors of books. They're developers of major open source projects, and in some cases they're actually strategic in the direction of where Java's going to go. And for junior or mid-level developers, this is an opportunity you just never get in ordinary life, to talk to people in quite, on the outings, for example. You can sit next to somebody and talk to them for an hour or so, and that's a big opportunity that unconferences provide everybody to get up to speed with talking to experts.
Yeah, so hopefully more people come to J Alba after this.
Yeah.
It's been great talking to you, Maurice.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for asking me.
Thank you.
Okay.